Fifth grade ELA text set 9, Hope of Resilience. How do people maintain hope and find strength in difficult circumstances? Here's a question for the girls. If I told you that as of today you were forbidden to come to school ever again and that you can forget about ever having a career, how would you feel? And here's a question for the boys. If I told you that you were going to be sold to a carpet weaver and you had to work 12 hours a day for 10 years to buy your freedom, how would you feel? You'll probably never face these possibilities, but in some parts of the world they are very real. We're going to read a book about a girl and a boy in these circumstances who both fought back. The book is called Malala and Iqbal, Two Stories of Bravery. It is by Jeanette Winter. Author's note. Two children from Pakistan spoke out against injustice in the world. Their bravery in the face of great danger is an inspiration to all who know their stories. Malala Yousafzai. Malala was born in the same town of Mangoria in the Swat Valley of Pakistan. She lived with her mother, father, and 2 brothers. Malala started school early at the school. Her father ran and excelled in her studies. The Taliban, a group of religious extremists, had gained power in the Swat Valley and discouraged girls from attending school. Malala asked her father, why don't they want girls to go to school? They are scared of the pen, he replied. When Malala was only 11, she first spoke publicly about the importance of education for girls, even as the Taliban became more aggressive. Malala continued to speak out. The threats continued, never stopping Malala until the day a Taliban fighter shot her as she rode home in a school van. The bullet went through her head and neck to her shoulder. Malala was treated in many hospitals and finally in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital of Birmingham in England, where she now lives with her family. Malala has received many awards for bravery, including the International Children's Peace Prize, runner-up, the Pakistan National Youth Peace Prize, the Mother Teresa Memorial International Award for Just Social Justice, and the Rome Prize for Peace and the Humanitarian Action. In 2013, she was a Nobel Peace Prize nominee. In 2014, she won the Nobel Peace Prize in honor of her struggle for the right of all the children to an education. She shared the prize with an Indian Kailash Satyarthi, who was honored for his fight against the suppression of children and young people. She continues to recover and she continues to speak out. Let us not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless when facing them. Who is Malala? The Taliban fighter demands, looking into the school van. So has anyone heard the word Taliban? What does it mean to you as necessary? The Taliban in Pakistan is a group of people fighting to overthrow the government and force extreme religious laws. Malala is a girl who isn't afraid. I will power myself with knowledge, she says. Don't go to school, the Taliban fighters tell the girls in Swat Valley. Don't read, they say. The girls don't listen. They are brave girls. The schoolroom holds their sun and blocks the threatening shadows, but away from school, a dark cloud follows them everywhere. Every day, the Taliban broadcast their warnings, no school for girls, they say, but Malala is a brave girl who speaks out. I have the right of education. I have the right to play. I have the right to sing. I have the right to talk. I have the right to go to market. I have the right to speak up. So do you agree with what Malala says? Why do you think she speaks out? How do you think her speaking out could affect others? The brave girls of Swat Valley outwit the Taliban fighters by wearing everyday clothes to school. Their uniforms stay hidden at home. Malala speaks out again and again. They cannot stop me. I will get my education, if it is home, school, or any place. There is no peace in Swat Valley. The Taliban burn and bomb the schools. Still, Malala speaks out. The extremists are afraid of books and pens. They are afraid of women. How dare the Taliban take away my basic right to education? Attending school becomes more and more dangerous. Girls travel to and from school in a van for safety until one day a Taliban fighter stops the van, looks inside, and demands, who is Malala? Speak up, otherwise I will shoot you all. He shoots Malala. The van rushes her to the small hospital in Swat Valley. Helicopter lifts her to a bigger hospital far away. A jet plane flies her across the ocean to a still bigger hospital. Everywhere the doctors work to save her. So Malala is just 14 years old. What do you think will happen? The shot fired at Malala is heard the world over. Prayers from girls and boys, women and men surround her bedside. Slowly Malala wakes from the nightmare. She opens her eyes, holds a book, and smiles, and her voice returns. On Malala's 16th birthday, before world leaders, she spoke out again, stronger than before. They thought that bullets would silence us, but they failed. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. The world hears the voice of this brave girl from Pakistan and listens. Okay, and now we're going to read the second book. Iqbal, a brave boy from Pakistan. Author's note. I'm not going to write that. Iqbal Malish. Iqbal was born in the village of Murjik near Lahore in Pakistan. When he was only 4 years old, his extremely poor parents borrowed $12 from the owner of a carpet factory. In return for the loan, Iqbal became a bonded worker, shackled every day to a carpet loom until the loan was repaid. He earned 20 cents a day. At 10, Iqbal was liberated by the Bonded Liberation Front of Pakistan. After he gained his freedom, Iqbal bravely spoke out against child labor. Iqbal's accounts of the horrors of experiences spread. He traveled far from home to tell his story. Iqbal spoke at an international labor conference in Stockholm. In Boston, he received an award from the Reebok Human Rights Foundation. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights honored Iqbal as a champion of the fight in Pakistan against contemporary forms of slavery, which affects millions of children worldwide. Iqbal wanted to study law. Brandeis University offered him a full scholarship as soon as he was ready. At home, Iqbal received death threats from people in the carpet industry. As he and two cousins rode bicycles in their village on April 16, 1995, Iqbal was shot and killed. He was 12 years old. The circumstances of his death are murky. Let us not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless when facing them. $12. Until the $12 loan to his parents is repaid, 4-year-old Iqbal must work in the carpet factory. $12 for a boy's freedom. So has anyone heard the word Taliban? Oh, I'm sorry. Why do you think Iqbal weaves a kite into his section of carpet? Oh, I'm not there yet. Hold on. No kites here, the carpet boy's boss bellows as he pulls Iqbal to the dark factory. The only window has bars on it. Iqbal has changed the loom, lest he try to escape. Iqbal sees rows of children chained like him, weaving carpets in the sweltering dimness. Tiny fingers can make intricate patterns so complex that the boss doesn't see Iqbal weaving his kite into a carpet section. His hands work while his mind soars. So why do you think Iqbal weaves a kite into his section of carpet? What might the kite mean to him? Iqbal lives in darkness. He walks to the factory before the sun comes up, works all day in the gloom, and heads home after the sun sets. Trudging home one night, Iqbal sees a notice on a wall announcing a meeting about Peshki, the loans that hold children like Iqbal in bondage. Iqbal steps inside and learns that Peshki has been outlawed and all loans are forgiven. The carpet boss doesn't own him anymore. Iqbal is free. He runs to the dark factory, waving the notice, shouting, "You are free! We are free!" Iqbal is free. What do you think about what he chooses to do with his freedom? A liberated boy, Iqbal, starts school. A smart boy who flies through his studies. A spry boy who speaks out for children like him. Threats from factory owners don't scare this 10-year-old boy. Iqbal goes to carpet factories all over Pakistan. He spreads the message of freedom to over 3,000 bonded children. And he travels across the ocean to speak out in America. I would like to do what Abraham Lincoln did. I would like to do it in Pakistan. I would like to free children in bondage. If the children are free now, why do you think they don't know? And why do the factory owners continue to threaten Iqbal? Back home, the threats continue. They still don't scare this 12-year-old boy. Iqbal lives free until the day a bullet takes his life as he rides his bicycle. At his funeral, 800 mourners wept for his brave boy from Pakistan.